One.
What's up? This is Levi Onwuzurike, former University of Washington football player, and this is, I already forgot.
Circling Seattle
Cir-
Sports Podcast.
Circling Seattle. That's a tongue twister.
I know.
Circling.
I kind of realized that late. I was like, oh, shoot, that might be a little difficult. But you heard it from him. Episode 90 of the podcast itself. This is the 27th installment in the Seattle interview series. Super pumped to have you on. 2017 academic All Pac-12 second team, 2018 academic All Pac-12 first team, 2019 honorable mention All America, 2019 All Pac-12 first team, drafted 41st overall by the Detroit Lions. How have you been? How have things gone? I think OTAs just wrapped up, if I'm correct.
Yeah, we got one more.
One more.
We got one more week of OTAs, but they've been going real smooth.
What have you been up to? How's Detroit been, and how have you been getting adjusted to everything?
Yeah, Detroit's real fun. I mean, me and the guys, we've just been going everywhere, whether it's downtown Detroit, Royal, just checking out the places. That's really how you get familiar. You just go around, check out the place. So that's what we've been doing.
So I want to start sort of the beginning here. How did, you gain, the love and the passion for football? Was it something that, your parents might have put on you? I'm sure Texas is a very big football state, as
Yeah.
I'm sure you know. Did that have a part in it, or did you find that out on your own?
For me, it was really just seeing my older brothers play. So they play football. So just watching them play, and I wasn't old enough yet. That's what really sparked it. I just really wanted to get out there and play. And then once I got out there and played and hit somebody real hard, then, the love for the game really went up.
What was your recruiting process like? And at any point, did you consider going anywhere outside of UW?
Yeah, the recruiting process is hectic like it is for everybody. I think my Final Four was like Michigan, Baylor, and I think Georgia, somewhere around there. So, it was all around the area. I would say Michigan was, but it was between Washington and Michigan at the end.
Did you ever think about any Texas schools, or did they not show up on the map for you?
No, they showed up on the map. I just knew I didn't want to be in Texas.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. What sort of things helped you to pick Washington over other offers? I saw that you held offers from Arizona State, Michigan, as you mentioned, Baylor. What made UW stick out?
Yeah, I think it was probably the coaching staff, Coach Pete and the coaching staff. I just thought they were real. Thought they told the truth. They're like a no bullshit type team. I really liked them. I thought, they had plans for us on and off the field. So I think that was the Coach Pete being there was kind of the, what made me really want to go there.
What sort of impact would you say that Coach Pete left on you? And do you have a favorite Coach Pete story that you'd want to share?
What sort of impact? I mean, he's made huge impacts from close to, how we do all things, how we do small things is how we do all things. Coach Pete taught us everything from, how to be a man, how to take care of your family, etc. And then also everything on the field, how to be great on the field, how to be consistent on the field. So, he took care of everything, damn near, that you should focus on in your life. And then what was the second question?
Do you have a favorite Coach Pete story or moment that you want to share?
Probably just a funny one. He'd always do these April Fool's jokes. And I remember he came in once and he was like, Miles Bryant has been suspended from the team for doing something. I'm not gonna say what it was, but for doing something. And the whole team was in the team room, like, what is going on? Like, cause Miles there's a good kid. I don't think he's ever gotten in trouble. He's, blue collar, hardworking dude. And then, so he was like, Miles, get out. And it was just quiet. And then he kept talking with the meeting kept going on. And then he was just like, April Fools. Everybody was like, what the hell? So he did those like every year. So that was fun.
What sort of things were you able to pick up or learn from some of the other guys on the D-line in your time at UW, from guys like Greg Gaines, Elijah Qualls, Vita Vea, all, guys in the league now? What sort of things were you able to pick up from them? And was it sort of like an iron sharpens iron situation?
Oh, yeah, I picked up a lot from them. I think the biggest thing I picked up from those three guys specifically, just how to take a double team, how to play big like that, how to position yourself to not get moved off the ball. I think that was an important part of my game that I had to learn coming from high school, playing D end and not defensive tackle. And then, yeah, iron sharpens iron 100%. Obviously, they were the stronger iron at the time, but I think they really brought me up to be great.
How was your Rose Bowl experience, as a whole? Because obviously it wasn't the result that was desired, but I was at that game, and it's its whole own experience. So I'm sure on your end, there's so much that goes into it. What do you remember, from that entire experience down in Pasadena?
I don't remember that much, but I remember we had In and Out from the food trucks. And it was fire, so that's what I mostly remember.
I always, I had an interview with Morgan Flores, and she's from California. And everybody from California swears that In-N-Out's like the greatest thing of all time. So I'm
Oh,
always interested to hear that. Whether it's people from up here, other places comparing burger joints. So that's always kind of interesting.
yeah,
Um,
Whataburger better though.
See, I was gonna say, I was like, someone. um, what about, did you have a favorite Pac-12 team to go against? Was there a team that, just always you got up for extra, or was the goal always to sort of look at conference games the same way and just attack them? Or was there anybody else that, maybe you in specific got up for a little bit extra?
Yeah, I mean, everything we treated every team the same, but obviously Oregon was going to be those games where it's like, yep, let's go. You know what I'm saying?
And do you have any thoughts about going into this next year with Oregon? Is that a game that, this team should look at a little bit extra just because of the way it's gone and how last year's season went, or is they're not gonna necessarily be that extra motivation?
Uh, no, I think the motivation is going to come from just not from only playing 5 to 6 games. So I don't think the boys back home need any motivation. They're ready to go. I think they'll handle business.
Did you have any preference at the university between the Nike jerseys and the Adidas jerseys? Was that something that you paid attention to, or is it just a jersey?
It's just a jersey. I think the Adidas looked better because they hug tight, but the Nike was easier to put on. You know what I'm saying? So it's just whatever. I
Oh
didn't
yeah, I
really
got
care.
you. Do you have a personal favorite moment or game in your time at Washington?
Probably my hit versus Washington State. I think it was 2018 or something. It was a snowy game, and I hit what was his name, Minshew, and BBK got a pick off that. So that was a good moment right there, just because it was snowing too.
Oh, that's a perfect segue. How can you describe your time playing in the Apple Cup and what that rivalry, means to you at least? Because I know in recent time it hasn't exactly been a rivalry, but it's still, one of those games that, the entire state of Washington looks at the end of the year.
Mhm.
So how was your time in the Apple Cup, and uh, what was your experience in it?
Yeah, Apple Cup was always fun. I mean, it felt like we were bullies all 4 years. Like we knew we were going in there to win. It was just how we're gonna win. How hard we're gonna play. So I mean, I always love Apple Cups. I think that snowy game was my favorite Apple Cup game, just because it was hella cold. We were dying, but it was also fun. You're like slipping and sliding and making plays. So that'll always be memorable.
What are your thoughts on Coach Lake as a coach, taking that head coaching role and,
Mhm.
what he can do this next season with a full season with the program? Because
Oh
obviously it
yeah, I
was a
love.
smaller sample size.
Yeah, I love it. I loved what I saw from them this past season. I think with the new offense, it's going to take some time, but I think with what Jimmy Lake put out already and how much time we've had to, prepare, create our, like put our whole offense together, I think we'll be great. I think, Jimmy Lake has the attitude. Coach Lake has the attitude. He has the energy to be great. So, I don't expect nothing else.
With the number of players that have been invited to the combine over the years, as well as guys who went to be pros, what can you say about the development that takes place as a Husky, and what it says about the program as a whole? How many people have gone to the NFL?
Yeah, I think our development is just elite, and our coaching is great. But I think what's really our secret is Coach Saha and the staff. I think They just get us right. The workouts they have us doing, everything. It's not just we're working out. It's they're researching and they're giving us workouts every year. We have something new that can help us get better, just because our staff is constantly researching on workouts, recovery, etc., on how to be better. So I think that's the game changer for us.
What did you do over the course of 2020 to improve your game? Because obviously you opted out in September.
Mhm.
Was it just sort of workouts, or were you doing anything differently? Or how did you attack 2020?
Yeah, I was hitting everything, whether it's from workouts to pass rush to run reads. I can legit say I hit everything just because I had it damn near 8 months. So I just hit everything I could.
What was your well, here's one. If I had to put you in front of, somebody that was thinking about UW, what
Mhm.
sort of what would your best pitch be? I guess I could say what sort of things would you put out to somebody who's looking at UW and might need a little bit of a sway?
Yeah, I think you're gonna be a better player than you are right now. Like we were just talking about development, like that's gonna happen. I mean, you can look at the guys we put out, whatever position you are, we put guys out there, we put guys in the league. So I mean, you're gonna develop. Our coaching staff is gonna get you right. It's not just gonna be on you to be great. Our coaching staff will push you to be great.
So heading now, into the NFL, what was your pre-draft like? How, I'm sure that gets hectic, with teams calling you, teams trying to talk to you, maybe getting weird questions. What was your pre-draft experience like, and was it a good or a bad thing for you? Because in talking with Miles Gaskin, it was kind of it wasn't the best thing. You get asked all these questions, and you gotta go through all this different stuff, and it was just kind of a mess. What was your experience like with all of that? Prior to getting the call.
Yeah, I thought it was easy, to be honest. I mean, obviously it got annoying because you're taking 7, 10, maybe 10 calls a week. But I thought it was easy. I know it was easier than the guys before because everything was on Zoom. You're not face to face with these guys, so it's way easier to be on Zoom and be doing an interview, way more relaxed. So I think overall, I think it was easier. Obviously, you'll still have that annoying aspect to it because I think the guys before COVID, all this COVID stuff, they would do meetings basically at the combine or maybe the week after the combine. But we were meeting pretty much through the whole draft process.
What goes through your mind, when you get the call, or even before then? Were you nervous leading up to it? Were you just confident in your ability, or what are you thinking before you get that phone call?
Yeah, you're for sure confident, but then it's like, damn, I'm just waiting. I think nobody understands what waiting is like until that moment. Like the definition of waiting, that's the definition right there. Like you just have no say. You know what I'm saying? You see guys get picked and you're just waiting. You're just waiting. Nobody's gonna tell you when you're gonna get picked until you get that call about 2 minutes, 5 minutes before. So like you just truly understand what the word waiting is.
Because like you said, it's out of your hands, really. So
Yeah.
I'm sure it can be pretty nerve wracking. What was the phone call like? Because and I do want to ask about Coach Campbell, because
Mhm.
obviously, the opening press conference talking about kneecaps, that was interesting. Um, but what was the phone call like, and what has your first impression been of head coach Dan Campbell?
Yeah, I don't know what the phone call was like. I was so high on happiness that I just when you're so happy you just can't even pay attention. I was just like, yes, sir, appreciate it. I truly cannot tell you what they said on that phone call. Just my energy was so high. But yeah, Coach Dan Campbell, I love him. He's a real cool guy, real family guy. I think he's the head coach I want 100%. I think his energy and the person he is will make the Lions be great. We'll turn this thing around over here. But I think, he has a plan for us. He has a great plan for us. So as long as we execute that, I think we're going to be great.
Do you have any thoughts about, playing in Detroit in the NFC North as compared to, I know you got a little bit maybe of it in Washington, but, coming
Mhm.
from Texas, and obviously the NFC North, definitely a different environment weather-wise than UW. Uh,
Yeah.
do you have any prior thoughts before the season comes around about, potential snow games and stuff like that?
I'm not even thinking about it. If it happens, it happens. That's kind of how I would roll with things. Yeah. If it happens, it happens. Like the Wazoo game, when it snowed, it's like, I didn't think about it. once we got there, it started snowing. It's like, all right, whatever. It's too late. I'm glad it's too late to even think about it.
Does the number 75 have any extra meaning to you, or is that a number that was just given to you?
Yeah, no meaning at all. Just they just gave me I think they gave me a couple numbers from 60 to like 79. So I went with what matched 95 was 75. So
Are you excited to be on a defensive line with guys like Trey Flowers, Michael Brockers, Deshaun Hand, among
mhm.
other guys? I know there's more talent on that D line, but you look at some of those guys. I know Trey Flowers, I believe, has a ring. Michael Brockers made it to that Super Bowl. Deshaun Hands, all these guys have talent. So are you
Yeah.
excited to play along these guys and guys that'll, more than likely help you get to the quarterback as well?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, it's been fun. Just the Joe, you know how D line is. We're always joking around. So just having those guys in there is real fun. And then on top of that, they're teaching me and Aleem a bunch of stuff on the field. So I'm glad to have them there. I'm blessed to have them.
What are your thoughts on playing in the NFC North, team wise? Obviously, I mentioned the weather there, but the Packers at this current junction have
Mhm.
Aaron Rodgers, so unless that changes, guys like Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones on the Packers, the Bears, and Justin Fields at some point, the Vikings with Kirk Cousins and Dalvin Cook. Are you excited? Are you looking at any of those guys in particular you might want to hit, or is it just, put them in front of me and I'm here to work?
Yeah, just put them in front of me. I want to work. I mean, obviously, we saw the Ravens on our schedule. So I think Lamar Jackson would be to get a hit on him. That'd be nice.
Yeah, that's a perfect segue there. With that Ravens game being said, I know there's a couple that, and at least I look at the schedule that are interesting. You got the 49ers week 1, the Ravens week 3, Rams and Aaron Donald in week 7, and then, back here in Seattle in week 17. Um, is there anything else that you're, kind of excited for, or that you're looking at?
I haven't even really looked at the schedule like that. I think right now it's just I've just been focused on getting the playbook down.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, getting my roots in the Lions defense. Just focusing on that.
No, yeah. It seems like you're very you take things, as they come along. You're not looking too far ahead. I
Yeah.
got you. Oh, yeah. Um, do you think it'll be cool at all to have any potential? I know that Seahawks have Will Disley and BBK on the team. Are you looking forward to seeing any of your Husky teammates
Oh yeah.
throughout the season?
Oh yeah. That'll be fun. Like just after every game or seeing those guys on the field, that'll for sure be fun. I can't wait for that.
Now, tell me a little bit about the shirts because I know you're wearing one of them right now, and I know you got some more. And I think from what I saw, there's some Detroit colorways. How did that, come to be?
Yeah. So there's this Active Fit company. And, I've liked their stuff. We've been talking and basically just building a relationship. And I remember he hit me up one day. He's like, "Let's do a collab. Let's, you know, make something from my heart. Values that I like." So we really just went from there. It was quick. It kind of just an idea he had and something. I was like, "Oh yeah, let's do it. Sounds fun."
I'll definitely have to link that in the description there.
Oh yeah.
With that being said, is there anything that you're most excited for this season, or anything that you want to put out there? Obviously, I got to put the shirts down there, but is there anything else that you want the world to have out there?
I'm just ready to play football, man. I haven't played in so long, so really that's all it is for me. Just getting ready to get out there again, feel good playing ball again.
Excited to just get back there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It is. Is it, at least for you on a player standpoint, does it make it feel like everything is a little bit closer than it is? Because I know the season's still, we got a couple months there, but obviously you got to go through everything
Mm.
preseason and everything like that. Is it just nice to get back on the field?
Yeah, 100%. Just get back to practices, OTAs, doing stuff every day that's football related. I think that's the biggest part. That's what I'm enjoying the most right now. Just getting back into mojo things.
Well, unless you've got anything you want to drop, I appreciate you taking time out of your day to do this. Really excited to talk to more Huskies. It's always really cool to see where that goes, and I really do want to see it succeed, but I don't need you to hit my quarterback in week 17. I know that's your job, but no, in all honesty, and it'll be really exciting to see. And I do think the Lions, there's some pieces there that I think will I think the NFC North is going to be a really interesting division to watch this year. And I appreciate you taking time out of the day. I know that, like you said, you got more stuff to go through as we continue on throughout the off season, even though you're still doing stuff. But again, I really do appreciate it, and I'll have to throw the link down there in the description for shirts. I know I have to grab a couple. So, other than that, unless you got something,
all good, brother.
thank you for your time, and and until you play Week 17, go Lions.
I appreciate you, man. Much love, brother.